Okay. All right. Thank you for that. Because of the time, we have a few minutes. I have a bit of a structure around this. So can you just introduce yourself? Tell me about your past, your present, what you want to achieve in the future, let's say 2023. Why are you in this session? What do you want me to help with? Yeah, so just can start with your past and all that.
All right. Basically, I'm Kaosarat Badmus. I'm a nurse.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I didn't see that
I'm a
coming.
nurse. So I started designing this year. So January. So by December 31st, it will make a year that
Oh,
I've
yeah.
started designing.
Okay.
Yes. So like it just started by me wanting to just do something else, like looking for a way to just acquire like a technological skill, because like there are a lot of things that needs like technology, like that needs to be technologically inclined in nursing. So it just started as me like exploring like different things to do and all that.
Mm,
So when I started, I I I I I tried like learning Python for a while. That was last year, well,
mm,
during the lockdown. But I don't know, for whatever reason, it was because I was going to like do data science and everything. It was not just going well. So eventually I went back, did a lot of research. Oh, and I found product design.
mm.
Oh, so something like this exists, like where you can actually just be the voice of people. And I'm like, oh, so this is almost like what I do in nursing, like
Mm.
research, advocate for people and everything. So I just actually like developed interest. And since then, I've been learning.
Oh, wow. So how has the learning been? Have you been learning on your own or did you take up a course?
Oh, so like when I started, I joined one boot camp,
Okay.
the design power boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, and I think it was the top universe boot camp that I joined first. I shall find myself joining some boot camps.
Mm.
So the design power, I joined the UX part. So it was basically UX where I learned about the UX processes. I read some books like this Clueless to Designer by Michelle. So like I read that, it helped. Then I there's this person that I talked to that like gave me some materials to start with at the time, Rihanna. So I did that. Then I applied for the financial aid for the Google X course too.
Okay.
So I think yes. So I took that too. Like
Did you complete that Google's program?
I'm on the fifth course now. Yes. So
How's
like I'm still doing it.
how's
Yeah, it actually like it's good like for the UX, like it helps with my UX a lot. It's just the peer grading, like someone can probably just be in a bad mood and just like grade you bad. Then for me, I love to actually get an actual feedback when I work. Like let me
Mm,
know what I did right and what
mm,
is not right. Let me know what I should improve on. I don't get that with
mm.
the Google UX course, but
Yeah.
at least I'm like able to get some things and yeah, just try
Okay.
out some things. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that's cool. So what do you want to achieve now, like moving forward next year, for instance?
Moving forward next year, I'm actively looking for a job. In fact, I had an interview session last week. I don't know how that will turn out yet. I'm still hopeful. Yeah. So moving forward, I want to get a job because I feel like I'm at a point where I've I've actually learned enough to work in a structured place. I've worked on some paid projects, but like as a solo designer and all. So I want to like so that when I interact with people, I just feel I need to like, in fact, in all aspects, I need to improve more, like get to understand like the business part of UX, like more than just the theory. Do you get, like, let me like actually put it into practical how it works, like in a proper settings. Yes, like how they play the politics and all.
Hey, politics. Okay. All right. So you say you've been looking for a job and you had an interview last week. So what kind of company was it? The one you applied, the one that you're waiting for feedback. If you don't mind sharing, you know.
Oh, okay. It's a digital company. They just
Yes.
consult. Yeah, they just help like other startups build products. Yeah,
Okay.
to just aid their growth and all. Yeah, that's
Okay.
basically what they do.
A Nigerian company.
Yeah, Nigerian startup.
Okay. How was the interview?
Yeah, it was in my opinion, it was good. Then he actually like he pushed me because that was like the second stage. The one I had last week was the second stage. So like it was like the technical stage, and it was just on Monday that they gave me the task, and I presented it on Wednesday. So I was like able to like push myself, not just like to get the task done, but to at least deliver something meaningful. And like it was it was well received.
Okay, that's nice. All right. So you said you've been applying to a lot of jobs. On what platforms have you been applying to them?
Majorly LinkedIn. Then I think some of these job platforms, Tabuleo, I registered on Tabuleo, remote.io, and yeah. Then on some days I just like, although like recently I just like slowed down a bit. I'm just still trying to like upskill. Like I'm trying to learn animation, then just improve my UI skills basically, so that like when I get the job, I'm going to like be ready. Yes. But normally I just go online, just search on Google for companies recruiting and just send my applications in.
Okay, that's cool. So have you been using a cover letter in your applications?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Can I hear a part of your cover letter?
Okay. All right. Okay, so there is okay. I'm coming.
Okay, I'm expecting that. Okay, while you're getting that, would you say you're a junior, mid, or senior designer?
I'm a junior. I'm a junior. I'm a junior. Yeah. I feel I still have a lot to learn.
Okay. What is your salary expectation?
100,
100.
maybe 150. Yeah.
Okay, so 150K. Okay. And would you say you're a creative person?
Yeah, I would say that because I will always come up with solution to something. Yeah. So I can call myself intuitive and creative.
I'm still waiting for your cover letter.
Oh, okay. So it goes thus. The opening statement, I say I'm Tolani Badmus. Okay, so this is for a fintech company that I applied to the last time. So I'm Talani Badmus, and I'm super excited about the future of JetSeed. That's the name of the company and what it is doing in the fintech ecosystem. That's why I want to be part of this team. I'm highly fascinated about the Vault feature. So they had this Vault feature going on, and the high interest rate the users get in return despite not taking any investment risk with their money. I'm currently seeking opportunities for a product design position. I've worked on different projects and I
Pause.
currently work.
Okay, pause. So I like how you started. I like that you actually did research on the company and you've mentioned something meaningful about their products. That is really good. I don't see too many cover letters with that. However, your next statement of I am looking for blah blah blah. Nobody cares what you're looking for. Okay. So get rid of that one.
Okay.
Tell them why you are
All
the
right.
best person for the job. So you've told them, I've researched you, right? But now tell
Mm-hmm.
them why you are the best person. What kind of projects have you worked on? What kind of energy are you bringing to the team? What will you do for them? Blah blah blah. Whatever it is, all of that should be in
Okay.
that section. That's the next important thing. Then following that up should be you telling them, see my portfolio. Here is a link to my portfolio straight away. Should be right everything. You use that opportunity to hit the nail on the head. Here is a link to my portfolio. Have a look at some of my projects, including, you can even highlight some of the projects, including this project that I did for, you mentioned projects that might, if you have some projects that are relevant to what they are doing, you put it there. If not, if you think you don't have projects that are too relevant to what they've done, you can just skip that part, but tell them, here's a link to my portfolio where I did, you can now tell them what you, like your role in those projects, where I did the research of the project, blah, 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 or where I did the UI design, or where I did I did the whole spectrum of the project from research all the way to blah, 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 something like that. So, let me see. And then how do you wrap it up? How do you usually wrap it up? Let me hear the last line or last paragraph.
Oh, okay. So I mentioned I said some tools I use in making work communication and day easier includes Figma, Adobe SD, Notion.
Get rid of it.
Okay.
Get rid of that. Okay, I'll continue. I want to actually hear how you wrap this whole thing up.
Then, if given the opportunity to work with your organization, I'm going to be proactive, be a great team player, and
No,
collaborate with others to
no way.
organization forward.
All those things you are saying right now are just fluff. Those are like things people usually say or put in the mid just to make the text to be long. So what you need to do is that second paragraph, after you've said you've researched the company, that's fine. The second paragraph, you can now, that, like I said, all your value, you sell it in that place. What are you bringing to the team? What do you can even say something like, people that know me describe me as something that will show the energy you bring to the team. Are you someone that questions decision? Are you an advocate for users? Are you particular about accessibility? Blah blah blah. All those things are, you mention your value. That's the next thing. There are two ways of going about it. You might actually start with your value and tell them how you've done research, or you can start with the research of the company and then, but the first two paragraphs needs to follow in that order. Then how you close this up, just keep it simple. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Or I don't mind a live test of my skills. I'm looking forward to, well, yeah, you can just end it that way, like you're looking forward to hearing from them, or you can have a live test of your skill if they want, something like that. Thank you. Sell yourself. The first thing you can do research. Next thing you can, like you did, just talk about yourself. Then third one, about the project, maybe highlight one or two things, or just simply say, here's a link to my portfolio. The fourth thing, wrap it up. That's the end. You need to like keep it short, not too long, just right. Don't remove all those sweet things that people used to say. There's no algorithm that is going through your cover letter. Cover letter is what the recruiter, the hiring manager, they are going to see They are going to read it and, oh wow, I'd love to meet this person as a cover letter. So no need of putting grammar, too much grammar there. Okay, this is cool. If you have your CV and portfolio, I'd like to see that. You can drop the link in the chat. But
okay.
while you are doing that, please do it actively. We're already more than halfway through our time. So while you are doing that, let me tell you what I've been trying to do with all these questions and all this talk. I've been trying to do some sort of diagnostics. You're a nurse, so you know what diagnostics mean, like a doctor trying to press this button and press that button, press this nerve and all of that, like what's going on with this patient. So I've been trying to do that because I've been trying to see how your past and your present links to what you said you want in the future, and also to see if I can help you I am humble enough to know that I cannot help everybody. Yeah, I've seen your link. I'm trying to load that up now. So those are the reasons why I've been asking all these questions. And this is going to be one of, oh, by the way, the link, I'm not able to, why is it telling me to log in? I shouldn't have to log in now. Why are you telling me to log in? Welcome to, okay, it's loading properly now. Yeah, so this is going to be one of a couple of other sessions. So there would be 4 other sessions coming up. Most likely first week in January, but it might be the second week in January as well. These sessions would not be where I'll be teaching things about what is product design or what is research, how do you do research. Nope. I won't be teaching you, I won't be opening Figma and be moving things around. No. I'd probably have a couple of videos to maybe just send you, maybe expand on other people's videos, or maybe some of the videos I've done in the past, like you should send it, or if I see something about your project and I think it can be improved on, I can give you pointers and all that, but that would be the extent to that. It will be more of a transformational kind of coaching where I'll be pointing you to platforms you need to be on to get those kind of jobs. What your LinkedIn profile should look like. And because when people tell me things like, oh, there's not enough job out there, UX design field is saturated. When I hear all this kind of thing, I'm like, no, that's not my own experience. Something is off. The reason is because there are, these days, recruiters do more of head hunting than they do waiting for feedback from vacancies and stuff like that. Please give me one moment. My battery is running low. I thought it was plugged in. Give me a second.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so when I hear all those things, I tell them, no, that's not my own experience because, you know, there are jobs out there on an average of, let's say weekly, I get like maybe at least two new jobs delivered to my DM. And it's because I believe I'm able to understand what happens there. Recruiters come on platforms like LinkedIn and they try just type in certain keywords. And based on those keywords, the people that come up, they will directly message them and those people make it to the top of the queue. That's just what happens. So LinkedIn profile is over essential. Then I would be assisting to help clean up your CV. Yeah, if it needs clean up. And same thing with your portfolio, if it needs clean up as well. And then cover letter, like I've mentioned, cover letter is so important. You already have a bit of something that still needs some work, but it's good because cover letter is usually underestimated by a lot of applicants. Meanwhile, it's like your voice in the room. It's like that thing that speaks for you when you're not there. It's more like even a pre-interview. You're already having an interview with your cover letter without you knowing. And so that's something I'll be helping to fine tune or even create depending on you. Also depends on how proactive you are. I'd probably be helping with mock interviews. Like you had an interview last week, for instance, I could be assisting like with future ones to say, okay, these are the kind of questions to actually expect. This kind of companies, if you want to apply for this role, this kind of thing, they'll probably ask you. These are a number of stages you should expect. These are kind of things if you hear it during your recruitment process, just run away. So I've been in so many interviews in my career. I've not been keeping count, but no exaggeration, at least shall to be nearing 100. So I've been in so many. Sometimes I do it for just not to lose touch. I just do it like, okay, it's been a while. Let me get into this thing. Let me hear what they are doing again now. But sometimes I do it when I'm actively trying to find a role. But yeah, I've heard a lot of things. So also lastly, specializations in UX design. So for instance, you that you're a nurse and then you love things like advocacy and all of that. So you might find yourself within maybe UX strategy, maybe where decisions are being made. maybe that would be like your core. Or if you're someone that loves maybe writing, for instance, there's something called UX writing, which is a niche as well. So even though you can be a generalist as a UX designer and just be doing a lot of things, it's always good to have like an anchor, something that you're most interested in, because that's most likely what will keep you going when the going gets tough. So, which it will get tough. Some days you ask yourself what you're doing. But yeah, so right now I'm looking at your portfolio, but before I talk about your resume and portfolio, so this session starting in January would not be free. There will be 4 sessions, and yeah, there'll be 4 sessions, and it will cost £100. I am not sure of what that is in Naira now, but it's going to be £100, probably 80 something or 90 something. I don't know what's going on with our Naira anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, so but that will be for the whole sessions, not per session, for all the sessions. And let me quickly look through your portfolio. So what caught my attention the most looking at your portfolio is that fresh finding app. What was the motivation? Why did you work on that project?
It was at the time that parents were coming online to complain about what's it called? About
Abuse.
crutches, manhandling, yeah, their kids, the use of drugs for their kids and all that to make them sleep.
I am so amused or amazed at this your project, because I'm working in my private time. I'm actually working on something about this. So I have a 1-year-old child, and I remember how, well, she's more than 1 year, she's like more than 1.5 now. But I remember how I was so anxious in the very beginning when I wanted to put her in daycare. I put her in daycare when she was 2.5 months, thereabout. She was really tiny. Thinking about it right now, I'm cringing. Oh my God, how did I do that? Oh, my chest. So I remember that, and because of that, that's been a motivation for that project. So I like this crash finding app, though my own is from a different angle, but yeah. Okay, so moving on, looking at it, I think this is good. I like that you've written your research questions. I like that you wrote your goal. Yeah. I actually like that you've documented some of your research questions, the project background. Yeah, this is good. I don't see too many people focusing on the research part in their case studies. So this is good. Documenting your insight, empathy map, user persona, ideation. Okay. User journey map. You don't need to mention ideation section now. There's no need. There's nothing special under it. User journey map, user flow. I can't actually look into the details of all of this, but I like how you've documented these onboarding screens. By the way, your onboarding screen is not bad, but it can be improved on. Those words are too much. The description is too much. I mean, nobody will actually read all of that in an onboarding screen. Yeah, generally your design is very wordy. I think that's just my feedback from UI design point of view. But I like how you documented this. I think what you can improve on overall, you don't need to put this image of empathize, define under your design process. It's not necessary. Not necessary. It's those things I call fluff. You just put it there to fill up the space. Like, how else would you have done the project if not to empathize, then define, then idea, then prototype, then test? Like, even if there's a different methodology, it's still the same thing. How else will you do it? Remove it. There's no need. There's no need to just fill up the gap. Under your research questions, though, I think you might need to reword some of these. Like, have you heard of crush before? That's a yes or no question. That's not a real research goal or research like question. it doesn't, looking at this research part, it doesn't really tell me that you understand very much about UX research, even though you might, but your questions and this is on that research plan section. So it's not well worded. Have you missed an important event because there was no, again, that's a yes or no question. Did you feel bad about a yes or no question? Have you used the service? Yes or no? Yes or no? The only question I'm saying now, how did you hear about the crash you used? That's the first qualitative question I'm saying. Can you share your experience? That's another qualitative, still like a follow-up. If I design a product that allows you find safe and conducive crash within your vicinity, will you be open to trying out? God, that's a leading question. That is not a good research question. So who would say no to that? Especially if they're a mother that already falls into the category of the people you've said participant, men and women within the age of this years that has a kid or more and has a job or other engagements. You've already, this is the group of person you're talking to, like you're talking to me about it. The answer to that question is yes, of course. It can never be no. So that is not a useful research question. So you might need to reword that part. This, looking at this does not really tell me that your research is going to really have much sensible data. So you might need to reword that. I also like your CV, how you've documented your project first, then experience. What's project? What's experience? Just put project / experience and list everything there now. There's no need for project and experience. Anything that is not relevant to product design, for your product design CV, get rid of it. Like, there's no reason why I should be seeing nursing then. Get rid of it. The one at the bottom.
Okay.
And then reduce the bullet points. Just keep it at 3 max. And even the 3, try to word it that it doesn't look too much like too much words. The font size you're using is really small. It shouldn't be less than 11 or 12 pixels, maybe 11 pixels. I don't know what you're using. It's like 10 pixels thereabouts. So it's
16 though.
It's 16K. Maybe it's just maybe it's just my screen that is zoomed. Okay. Well, if it's 16, that's great. Then you might need to, the ones that are flowing into like 3-4 lines. I think I saw one that is, there's none that is 4 lines. Just like you had under Fund Africa, you had 5-6 points. So just keep it like 3 or 4 points at most. Yeah, I think this is not bad. So it's your portfolio, I think, that needs to be more worked on. I will have more time during the upcoming sessions to be able to dig in. That's if you'll be there, be able to dig in more on this. I would not be able to dig in so much. I forgot to mention that the session would be a group. I don't know if I mentioned that, to be a group session between 5 to 10 people. I want to be a very small group for best impact. So yeah, time is actually up, but tell me, do you have any questions?
Yeah, like with what you've seen, and yeah, so what do you think I should actively work on, like, at the moment?
Work on your portfolio.
To improve on. Okay.
Work on your portfolio. Those feedback I've given, apply them to all the other projects. I wasn't able to look at all of them. Apply it to other projects. If you have any low quality project in your portfolio, get rid of it. Even if it's only one project you end up having, it is better than having just filling up the space, because you don't know which one the hiring manager will click on to review. So get rid of extras. Also, that's if they are not useful. Also, when you are creating your portfolio or even your CV, always create it from as if you are a hiring manager. What I mean by that is, build your product, build your portfolio and your CV or anything you are doing for your application, even your cover letter. Do it as if it's a product. So do it as if it's a product that the user is the hiring manager. So put yourself in the shoes of that person. That's basically what I'm saying. So if there are things that you need to look through again and be like, okay, does this actually, if I was a hiring manager, would it make sense? I think one thing I like that you might be able to improve a bit more is your introduction, how you're able to link your background in nursing to your interest in tech, and how maybe that's going to lead you to saying that, oh, you specifically want to work on health tech products, for instance. that might be something you're interested in, to just say, okay, things around children or maybe social problems or health problems or something. So you might be able to say, okay, these are stuff I might want to work around. That's if you want to do that. So yeah, any other question?
No.
All right, awesome. Should I expect to see you in the January session?
Yeah.
Why did you laugh?
Yeah. No, like I'll go and look for
Oh, you're gonna look for
the money. Yeah.
And well, yeah, speaking of money, thank God you mentioned that. I wanted to make a note about when I asked you salary expectation and you said between 100 and 150K. That is like, I know they should call it chicken change, but I want to actually call it cockroach change. And not because I look down on the amounts, no, not at all, but because having looked at your portfolio and looked at how much effort you've put into this, you should not be on the level where you're earning 100 to 150K. At the very least, we're talking about 400,000. I mean, we shouldn't even talking about Naira. If you are trying to position yourself to get foreign jobs, personally, the sessions that I am looking, the sessions I'm going to have will be where I'm kind of focusing more on helping people get either foreign jobs or high quality local jobs, right? So that's basically what the sessions will be focusing on. So that's to say that what is 100K? So yeah, that's it.
All right.
All right. Yeah. So I'm hoping to see you. Well, I should send you an email. Either today, maybe late this evening, I don't know, or tomorrow. You can look forward to receiving an email from me with some of the things I've noted about you and also the next steps. There's going to be a deadline for payment somewhere around Christmas, 23rd or 24th or so. And the reason is because I could have extended it extra 1 week, but the reason is because there are certain things that you must do that I'll send to you and the others before our session starts. Some of which I've already said, some things to your portfolio and all, certain videos you need to watch, certain content and all of that. So because the session is not one where we're going to be starting from scratch and all that. So it's geared towards a certain goal. So that's why I had to put a deadline to that. Yeah. So expect my email. Looking forward to see you in January.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I'm looking forward to that. Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.